the study of altruism with neuroscience, so there's quite a few labs, but the one I was personally involved, one is the lab of Richard Davidson in Madison, Wisconsin, with Antoine Lutz also. And it was shown, for instance, that when meditators engage in what they call unconditional compassion, I mean, you're just feeling of compassion for anyone that could be in the field of your attention, that induce in the brain activities, there are different frequencies. In the gamma frequency, which are fast frequencies, which are related with connectivity between many areas of the brain, there's a huge increase of those gamma frequency to an extent, as in Richard Davidson's words, was never described earlier in neuroscience. A magnitude of a voluntary induced change in the brain. So that was a kind of surprise, and it was even thought that it might be an artifact, but it has been checked again and again. And it has been shown now that even in those meditators, it can go on in the deep sleep, which was unheard of, that you have gamma frequency in the deep sleep. So it's really something that changed deeply. And so that was a major sort of breakthrough. And then the other aspect, also working with, so there's of course a lot of things with brain imagery, showing how meditators react differently to emotional stimuli, like a laughing baby or a woman who's shrieking in panic. So how the training makes that you react differently from other meditators. That compassion meditation can also induce a different relation to physical pain because you are more concerned by others, less by yourself, all kinds of things. Another branch of study was done with Tanya Singer. She now heads the Leipzig Max Planck Institute for neuroscience, affective neuroscience. And it was allowed us, I mean, her and I participated in that, to distinguish subtle, I mean, not subtle, but important differences between different nuances of altruism, and especially the difference between altruism, compassion, and empathy. And because, for instance, when you resonate with suffering, and then you suppose you're a health worker, and then you suffer because of others suffer all day long, then you burn out very soon. If that's all you have is empathy, resonating, you burn out. It's too much. The person either cures or dies, but it doesn't suffer for 20 years. But if you are day after day, you suffer very much. So why? So they call compassion fatigue usually. Well, it's not compassion fatigue. We found that actually compassion is the remedy to empathic distress. And if you just resonate without altruistic love and compassion, then you burn out, because it's just like an electric pump that turns without water, it burns. But if you bring this very warm feeling, positive emotion of love and compassion, then you can relate to the people suffering without the negative aspect of distress, disgust sometimes, and exhaustion, emotional exhaustion, because it's a very positive, constructive emotion. And the work of Tanya Singer has shown that in the brain, meditators who just try to do just empathy, which is known in the brain for a long time, she's one of the world specialists, but when they engage in compassion, it's a very different network that is activated. So she could show for the first time the difference in the brain between empathy and compassion. That came through this type of collaboration.